are here in the United Kingdom for the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Fest 2024, where we're not shaving my head, we're doing pie face, and we've already raised a bunch of money, but we had to come to the UK's fastest 3D printing manufacturer, Construct3D. We got Jacob here, who's gonna talk to us all about the OG bamboo printer right here, and this new hotness with some awesome custom machine components. Jacob, talk to us about these machines. I'd love to learn more about them.
Brilliant. So let's start with the difference, because obviously it's in front of you. You want to know what's.
I mean, this one's a little bit smaller. This one is a baller. It has a girl who looks good in it would call her. It does have.
Other than this one being a little bit smaller, you can get this bigger as well.
Okay.
This is the OG. 320 millimeters per second, 35 to 40 cubic millimeters per second of flow.
Very respectable.
Very high speed, very reliable. It was designed to need no maintenance, and to be honest, machines need maintenance. So make that maintenance fast. Like, I want to be lazy. I don't want to be dealing with support calls. Make it so this machine will work for you forever.
Because this is a family business. You legitimately don't want support calls because if you're answering the phone saying, my printer's broken, I need help, you're not out there wheeling and dealing prints and printers and all that. You're spending time dealing with people that can't fix their machines. So instead you decided to overbuild the crap out of a printer, and that led to this one.
We have a lot of customers that buy the Construct One or the Construct One XL. They love it for what it does, but they want to go that next step. Say a college was printing sporadically in random materials.
Right.
That doesn't mean they're wanting to print polycarbonate 24/7, 7 days a week, production style. They need a completely separate machine for that. So that's where this machine comes in. One of the main differences, enclosed.
Fully
entirely
enclosed
and
glass.
insulated.
Wait, insulated?
Yeah, it's neoprene foam. So it's all self-extinguishing foam as well.
No kidding. It is actually insulated, no kidding.
Oh yeah.
So it's also sound deadened too, ultimately.
It is actually surprisingly quiet with all the doors and the lid closed.
Now, that's a thing with these high-speed printers, man. You sacrifice the comfort and the quietness of a slower machine for one that can move very fast. Hello, Albert 24/7. And so you guys have found a really nice medium of being able to add neoprene foam as a insulative material. That's super cool.
Plus it also has to be neoprene for insulation, because a lot of the other insulations catch fire if there is a problem. And as part of our ethos as a company, safety always comes first, not second or third. So neoprene self-extinguishing, it's the same with every other part of this machine. It is designed with a safety factor bigger than you can possibly imagine. Every machine we do is tested to the hilt. And it's why we are one of the highest stringent tested machine companies on the planet at this stage.
And you guys are working toward UL, correct?
Yep, we've been on a very weird journey towards getting the UL standards. We've actually technically passed UL standards.
How many other companies even have UL approved printers on the market right now?
I think it's 2.
Yeah.
I think it's Stratasys with one specific printer. And Prusa with, I can't tell if it's the Mark III or the Mark IV.
I believe it's the Mark III and the Mark IV, and now the Core 1 follows in that same, in those same
More
footsteps.
printers need that safety.
And that's it. And I would like to point out, one of them is publicly traded, worth at least a couple $100 million. The other one is private with almost 1,000 employees based in the Czech Republic. And if you want to see our tour of it from last year, we'll card that so you can take a look. None of them are a small mother and son and sometimes dad business that is ran in the UK. One of the most expensive places to manufacture.
Oh, it is not cheap.
In the world.
Oh no.
Because you're an island.
Yep.
You're not part of the EU.
Nope.
There's other reasons, but you guys are going to the nines on the quality, but you're nowhere near the size company. So why the push for crazy UL standards and making sure everything is perfect?
Safety. It's always about safety. So this machine is 3 years old. I take this to every show with me.
That specific machine is 3 years old?
Yeah, part of doing safety and compliance is knowing, A, when things break, how does it get fixed? But also being comfortable with how it breaks isn't going to end up bad. And especially if you're bringing this into scenarios where it might be in a school, where you've got kids that will abuse the machines, you need to know that if they pull the wrong wire, it will not kill someone. And at the end of the day, there is live power in this. There is temperatures that go above 300 degrees. They are things that can cause fires, have caused fires in the past with other brands. We will never be that brand. We will always do it first time.
You just said above 300 degrees.
Oh yeah.
Are you able to go above 300 Celsius?
320, 350.
350?
350. The heated chamber can also go up to 76.2 degrees.
Wait, there's a heater in here too?
Yep, so if you look in the bottom right.
Oh yeah, there is. There's a heater down there.
But that is only for temperature peaking. So when you need to maintain a temperature and the bed is cold, that's when that kicks in. The bed is actually the majority of the heater, especially for pre-soak. Yeah, so this can get to 55 degrees in about 5 minutes.
That's not bad.
And it can get to 70 degrees in about 30.
At 70°C, you can start pushing some pretty hardcore engineering materials.
Oh yeah. It's got internal exhaust fans, which are filtered because exhausting to atmosphere is as good as your lungs can take it. My lungs already hate me. I'm gonna have a filter on that. It's entirely enclosed, except there is a small amount of negative air pressure in there.
Nice.
So all the air gets sucked in, it goes through the air filters. There's also a static charge buildup on the internal air filters, so dust doesn't ingress into the motherboard, slowing down performance over time. It is designed to be abused.
It's like the Rolls-Royce of 3D printers. Yeah, it's a BMW 7 Series under the hood, but it's built with the highest standards. But when you compare something to Rolls-Royce, does it have a Rolls-Royce price tag? Is there a price tag for this thing yet?
It is more expensive than our traditionals.
Oh,
so this one's 1,695 and our XL is 3,495.
Okay.
This is closer to 8.5 grand.
Okay.
So we did a load of user testing. If you want a good deal, buy the big XL printer. It's 90% of the same printer of this. It uses the same subframe. There is a reason it's a Construct 1. But if you want to do production ready parts, 8.5 grand is a drop in the bucket when you're doing that.
It is. And that's British pounds.
British pounds.
Which is this much in US dollars.
I aimed at like the exact 10 grand mark for American dollars.
Which means you're directly competing with the Prusa HT90 for blows in terms of price. And I think you might be bigger.
So this, at the moment,
I don't think it's as tall.
How tall is the HT90?
Great question.
I have no idea. It will be here.
Yeah.
This is 400 in the Z. It is exactly the same as our XL printer. This is actually slightly wider, even though the machine is thinner at 330 in the X, though we're working on a way to actually up that to 340, and it's 390 in the Y. It is a huge build volume.
And this entire chamber can get into the 70s.
Yes, we actually have 3 temperature sensors in the inside to monitor the chamber temperature, no matter where it is. So you have one in the head for ambient temperature at head. You have one at the top of the machine for ambient temperature at what should be the peak of heat. And then you have one at the bottom for internal circulation as well as exhaust from the heater.
There's so much more about Construct 3 that you guys are going to be seeing very soon, because after Smurf, we're going to go visit their factory, and I'm going to spend a couple of hours trying to convince this guy to let me build one of these and show you guys exactly how it works. And he has no idea that I was even going to say that on camera.
This is the first time hearing about this.
Yep.
You are going to be so pleasantly surprised.
I understand that for a lot of you, 10,000 US is a lot of money for a printer. When you're looking at a business side of things, we often don't care too much about the cost of the machine. We look at what the long-term maintenance expense looks like. And even at under 2,000 pounds, probably right around 2,000 US dollars, that's not a bad machine either. That's a great option for someone that wants that performance. Jacob, this machine is awesome. I'm excited to see all about your guys' factory, hear your story, learn about it a little bit more. And if you are excited for that kind of thing, make sure to leave a like and get subscribed as well. I'd love to know in those comments your thoughts about this brand new Construct 1E, just to see what you all have to say about it. Because I understand the price might be a little bit high for some of you, but you got to admit, 350C, 70C, how high does the bed go?
120.
120C on the bed. You can get on the low end of peak and peck on that. Oh yeah, pretty decent price.
The hot end's tested to 500. That's so But we're rating it for 350. Don't try that. You'll burn PLA if you're at those temperatures.
One of you will, I'm sure. But don't worry, there's so much more in depth about how Construct 3D exists, their backstory, and everything about them coming soon. So please stay tuned for that, including all the cool stuff inside of that hot end, because there are some custom machine parts that have never been before done in the industry. So stay tuned for all of that. We have so many more booths here to cover at Smurf 2024. So come along and we'll see what other kind of trouble we can get into. Jacob, thank you so much for showing this off.
Absolute pleasure.
We have a lot more to go to, so let's get to it. We're over at the Diamondback booth. You know, so as you all know, diamonds are a maker's best friend. We've got some things that we've been looking for a while. Rod, talk to us about what I'm holding here.
Yeah, so what we have here is the Prusa Next Extruder nozzle, as well as the Unicorn Creality nozzle. That's what we're coming out with shortly. By the end of the year, 2024, we should be having that available for you to try out. A couple different sizes, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8.
It's something that we've been waiting for a long time to get, not having to use the adapters on the XL and the Mark IV. We don't yet have a Mark IVS nozzle, but let us know in the comments if you'd like to see high flow variants of this, because I feel like the machines could do an entire insert out of diamond. I'd be very curious to see if we could do a high flow, because is this a high flow?
That is a standard flow. We are working
flow.
on a few different variants to make a high flow nozzle right now. We are working on a few different things that we want to try out.
Okay.
We have done some testing. We're not really ready to release anything yet, and we're just kind of checking out our choices first.
Rod, I know recently Diamondback got rid of one of my favorite things on it, and it's actually in all the photos. The fact that the nozzle size and the logo was on the diamond itself, but I didn't pick up on it when you told me, and I realized that I messed up on that, obviously, but there's a reason why you took away all of that. Can you talk about that?
Correct, yeah. So this is our variants 2 of our nozzles. So all the new nozzles we'll be coming out with, they're gonna have a radius tip on them. They don't have a sharp corner anymore. That reduces plowing. But to your question, is why do we remove all these features on the diamond? That is to prevent the offset for the XL. So a lot of people that we've been doing the beta testing with, they've noticed that they have a little bit of a shift for the offsets. And by getting rid of the logo and the sizes, we're able to make that a lot tighter.
That adds just a little bit in certain areas.
Correct, yep.
Not something that I thought about when you first told me that you guys were taking the logo and stuff off, and I feel like I missed a very obvious clue that you gave me, and I feel kind of dumb about it. But it was really, really cool.
No, you're fine.
Also, wait, you have beta testers? But of course, we recently also released the Bamboo Diamondback nozzle, so it's co-branded and everything's certified for your Bamboo machine. So if you want to go one step above hardened steel and want to get into the better thermal conductivity, you could pretty much do it on, I'm trying to think of printers you don't currently support.
Yeah, I mean, we try to reach as many customers as we can. We're working with the highest demand right now, which is obviously more the Prusa and the Bamboo is kind of what we're focusing on. But yeah, I mean, we don't really have one that really doesn't fit a printer right now. So it's one of the cheaper printers, maybe not so much. More the high end, that's kind of what we're focusing on right now.
Well, and I've been seeing in our comments recently about the A1 and A1 Mini. Is that in the pipe at all? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the A1 is getting developed right now. Early stages of development, but we are working now with with a few key players over here to get an A1 and A1 Mini nozzle. So
those of you that have one of the best bang for the buck bed slingers on the market, the Bamboo A1 and the A1 Mini, you can put a diamond on it and pretty much never have to change your nozzle again. And that's what we love about it. What we love about it. It makes it really, really easy to use. And I am so excited. And I love that you guys have gone with the nickel coated copper, so you get better thermal conductivity, and it doesn't tarnish like the copper does, which is a dumb thing that bothers me, but it does bother me.
It does bother me as well, but yeah, we're excited to release that too. That's our V2 bridge on everything.
It looks
so
good.
From now on, we're going to be doing that, unless there's going to be a different material maybe we're playing around with as well. Maybe in the future you'll see
more
that.
thermally conductive than copper?
No, a little bit. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe higher temp.
I tried.
Higher temp.
Anyway, guys, let us know in those comments what other printers would you like to see Diamondbacks for, and if you're not currently using one, I'd like to know why as well. Yes, they're a little spendy, but we haven't hurt one yet.
Not yet.
And we really abuse the ones that we have. Like, I'm not kidding. We beat the heck out of them. And I've got a couple of B-stock nozzles that we're gonna be abusing in an upcoming live stream. So let us know in the comments as well how you would like to see Florida Man go after a Diamondback nozzle. We have so much more coverage here at the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Fest 2024, so stay tuned. Going on to the next one. Rod, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, dude. I'm told that my buddy Lionel here is making nozzle swaps as easy as Sunday morning. We're here hanging out with Swiss3Dc, talking all about why your nozzle changing system kind of sucks and why this one is so much better.
You can see the difference between the Revo, what is a very good example of a good nozzle swap.
Yeah, yeah.
Where you just turn times, take it off, and put it 10 times back in. And now you just take this one. How many turns did I do?
That was like maybe 2 seconds.
2 seconds. So altogether, it's more less than 6 seconds to put it back in, just nicely.
But you're the creator of this, okay? Yes. This is your baby. And as most people know, I am the average idiot as far as YouTube goes. So I'm gonna see how fast I can get a Revo out, how fast, and then back in, and how long it takes me to do the Swiss3Dc.
Go ahead.
But while I'm doing that, can you talk a little bit about the idea of it, where it came from and everything like that?
Basically the idea, I had a ZMorph machine, 3D printer. I thought it was very smart printer, but to change the nozzle was just a pain, and their nozzle was far too thick, far too big. When I was going up, it was clogging very quickly. I was 25 millimeter per second, and it was such a pain, so slow. So I tried to find a way to adapt volcano nozzle on it. So I made a few parts and I did it, and I went 10 times faster. So that's the first idea of going into the 3D printing when I had this. It was a multi-machine making drilling, milling,
right.
A laser as well, and printing. But none of them were very good. But at least in the end, the 3D printing was working 10 times faster, and I sold my first parts in this manner, making it much more efficient with a volcano nozzle, and that was pleasant for everybody who bought these parts.
And then you just started adapting it to every other nozzle standard.
And then I just went through, and the first idea, it was a conical nozzle. Even though we're Swiss and we have very high precision, conical nozzle, to make it to be accurate all the time, it's something very delicate. And I was too optimistic, and we had too much difference of height, what you cannot have when you change the nozzle. So this idea, I had to stop it. And I went back into my ideas. I like to think, and I hate tools, so that's why I did my first conical nozzle with no tools as well. And it came out in the same time as the Revo. In 2021, was it? Came out the same time. So they were, of course, a big company. I was tiny, nobody knew me, so it was hard. Then jumping to the next step, when I saw this, I also saw the Bamboo Lab.
Yep.
Very smart design, very minimalistic, but still you have to change everything.
Yeah, you can't change the nozzle on those.
Yeah, it's people, most of my customers just want for the Bamboo Lab because it's so easy compared to what they have. Even though it's only 2 screws. They did a very good job. And
yeah, but 0 screws is less than 2.
Exactly, so that's where you have the 0 screw here, and you do exactly the same. It's exactly the same length. It has the same performance, because flow rate is equivalent to the melt zone length.
Right.
So we have exactly the same flow rate, exactly the same situation.
Very nice.
And again here, very easy to change.
So Bamboo's one of the more popular brands out there. What is the Swiss3Dc nozzle hot end assembly cost for the Bamboo?
For the Bamboo like this one, 140 euro.
That's not bad. We'll put it on the screen too, because numbers fluctuate. Very cool. All right.
And that concludes it for our interviews at SMRRRF. There is one more video where yours truly actually tried to see if he could belt a trident, and I think you guys would like those results. I know I did. We had an awesome time at the Sanjay Mortimer Rap Fest in Manchester, where we raised thousands of dollars for the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation, and while I did miss this lovely cat here, it is always good to be back home. We have so much more content coming from our trip to the UK and over to Prague, because, you know, we had to go there. Make sure you do get subscribed and leave a like while you're down there. And hey, leave a comment and let us know, what is your favorite feature that you would like to see on a 3D printer that for some reason nobody has it yet? I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of our channel member supporters whose names are listed right next to me at the $5 tier and higher. Thank you for making literal videos like this possible. We went over to SMRRRF with no sponsors this year, so thank you to those of you that make that kind of thing possible. And if you do want to get your name in lights, you can do so by joining for as little as $1 a month via the links in that description. If you do want to check out the rest of our Smurf content, you can do so by clicking right below me, and right next to that will be our latest video, which I think you'll enjoy, so go take a look. That's all we have for you all today. Stay safe out there, don't forget to call your loved ones, and enjoy the outtake. And as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one.
You want to know what's
I mean, this
really
one's a little bit
different?
smaller. This one is a baller. It has a girl who looks good in it with collar. It does have a rabbit in a hat with a bat and a 6'4" Impala.
Oh God. I can hear the beep in the background as we cut back to
Oh,
Stone
absolutely,
Face.
yeah.
I love it.
That's
I
the
love
outtake
it.
for this video. Yeah, so Jacob, tell us a little bit about the difference of these machines other than this one being, well, a little bit smaller.